Notts County Talk, we are live, episode 22 of the Pavis Perspective. We want this podcast to be more like the second half, don't we, George, than the first half tonight?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely stunning second half performance. Did you see that
Gorgeous.
coming? We'll go into more detail, but did you see that coming at half time?
Not really, but
No,
then
you didn't.
No, you didn't, dear. But you think like now it has happened. You think this squad's got a bit of character, should have had a bit more trust in them. But the pitch, I think it was Robert's post match. He was saying it was like running on ice, and it really did look like it as well. Like all the Notts players seem to be flying everywhere. Like they're just not used to playing on that surface, are they? Whereas obviously the Kingsland players would be. But yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking as well. We kept overrunning, didn't we? So players would run too far ahead. I just wonder whether the surface that they're used to playing on, the training ground on Mead Lane, or the ball runs truer. This seemed to be an issue, but they seem to sort it out at half time. So that's pretty good. If you haven't seen our videos, we've got a vlog out and a player ratings. The vlog is worth watching purely because you get to see my cat in the vlog, don't you?
I thought it was a dog.
Honestly, it's a cat, and it makes it, I think. So if you want to see a little cameo from my cat in the vlog, like 2 minutes in, go and watch it, because that's worth it.
The worst thing about it, Tom's cat likes me more than he likes Tom, which is fantastic.
He does, to be fair. But we won't dwell on that. So we'll go take it back, George. Kingsland game, we're driving up to the game, aren't we? I said to you 5-0. I see Matt that we have on the channel sometimes. I saw him, I said 5-0. Message someone else, said 5-0. I genuinely thought we'd be riled up, and I never even put in my mind that they were probably riled up unnecessarily. Do you agree?
Yeah, 100%. I just always I said it from the get-go. The pitch was going to play a factor in the game, and it did. It really did. And I think their striker that scored the goal, it was his first goal in 17 starts. And, to score against Notts. And, he celebrated in front of fans. So
Never ends well.
Never ends well.
You said it on the vlog. Instantly, I turned to you, head and hands, you said it didn't end well. You were confident at that point.
Yeah.
First half was so frustrating. So frustrating. And I think you said one of the worst performances of the season, I think. First half.
That first half was the worst half we've seen from Notts this season, without a doubt. It was
die on it.
Yeah,
it was absolutely shocking. And they could have had a couple, because we passed it out sloppily from the back, and they could have had a couple. Yeah. What I like to think, like, I don't know what Doyle and Birchall said at half time.
I wouldn't like to know, to be honest, especially Doyle.
But Carl Roberts, I wonder if that's the point now. Like, they said to him, right, we're going to put you on the wing. Sort of says to him, right, we want one of our main men up there. And then he sort of thought to himself, this is the game. I'm going to go and win it. I mean, we'll talk about what their owner put up on Twitter in a minute. But the first goal is back to his best, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And that goal was great, and that's his signature move, in it, cut in on your left foot, bang. But like they both discussed it. That third goal, it wasn't. You've never seen Carl score a goal like that. So you're seeing development in him there, where he sort of poached that goal, hasn't he? Because it was in the 6-yard box. It's a crossing from Brunt. He's done well to get on the end of it, get in front of the defender.
Yeah.
We've never seen Carl score a goal like that, have we? So it's good to see him sort of adding that to his game, because he's only going to score more goals, being like that. So it's great to see that he is actually developing. And I think it's given Birchall a problem now, whereas to think, I put Cal on the wing and he's just scored a hat-trick. Maybe I should do this more often.
He's been nullified all season. And I'm not to say that it was a wrong decision. It's not been the wrong decision to play him there, because we've been winning games. Comfortably winning games.
As good as Cal is, you can't change the whole squad tactics to suit one player.
No, I agree.
You can't.
But that second half, he's got to have him thinking.
Oh yeah, it has to, and it's something I've been thinking about, and I'll put it across when we give out our squad that should maybe go out for Eastleigh.
Yeah, interesting one. The second goal then, let's talk about it now. Stephen Cleave's put on Twitter, hasn't he, the 2 incidents that lead to the penalties. I took a referee's course a fair few years ago. I'm just trying to wrap my brains if a tackle outside the box can be a penalty. I'm not sure. That first one's outside the box. So I'm going to go with my judgment and say it can't be a penalty if it's outside the box.
Sure.
Pretty sure. Stephen Cleese said it could have been, though. I know, I'll go with my referee's training when I was younger. So I think it's not a penalty.
Even though it's outside the box, it's not a penalty.
Even though.
If you're sure, only if you're sure.
And the second one is not the second one's not a penalty. And it makes me laugh. Like, if a player was tweeting that about a referee, you'd be fined. You know what I mean? Like, he just needs to pipe down.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's just unnecessarily loud, isn't he, on social media, I think.
Yeah, and again,
the less said about him, the better, I think.
The more it makes me think about our owners and just, how good they are, because I would hate that to be our owner. AFCON ref would have given that pen. If you know what happened in the AFCON game yesterday where they blew up full time at 85 minutes, I'd agree, Colin, because that was the funniest 5 minutes I've ever watched.
I was reading something about him earlier. Apparently, he's a professor at a university, and he teaches something to do with mathematics. It's not just pure mathematics, but
what, Stephen Cleave?
No. The AFCON ref.
Yeah,
and he's just got the timing so wrong. He blew up, didn't he, at 85th? If people don't know, he blew the final whistle at the 85th minute, and then he got told to carry the game on, and then blew it then in the 89th minute. And in the second half, there was a red card and 2 penalties, like loads of things that had happened where you'd be thinking 3 to 5 minutes maybe added on, and he blew a minute early. So that's what Callum's on about there.
Yeah, funny. But then from that, obviously, Cal Roberts takes the ball about 30, 40 yards himself, and that's what we haven't seen. We've seen him being scared to take players on. If you watch that passage of play, it's like 4 players he takes on, lays it off, and then gets back in the box. And Ian said it here. If Cal's back to his previous best, so barrel away, we talk about that performance all the time.
All the time, yeah.
Unbelievable. What a time. What a time to do it. We said it should almost be like, can you believe that behind Wootton or around Wootton in that second half, we had Ruben Rodriguez, Cal Roberts, and Zach Brunt.
And Vincent.
And then there's Palmer behind him there. It was so good. So good. Vincent really impressed me, massively impressed me.
Yeah, me too. He's been incredible, hasn't he? Since he's come in. I mean,
would you say he's the most consistent player in the whole team since he's come in, genuinely? I can recall this. So he came in the Tamworth game, and then he played the next game, was it Stockport? And then the third game, when we were all hyping him up, he was really quiet. But since then, he's had 1 quiet game.
Nah, I'm going to stick with my Matty Palmer. He's most consistent for me, without a doubt.
You think?
Yeah, without a doubt.
It's hard with Matty Palmer because, sometimes if you're not actively watching him, you don't see what he does.
Yeah, it goes unnoticed, but the guy's a machine.
Mm. Yeah, he is.
I'm almost certain he's played every minute as well.
I
think he has.
Enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. So for me, Vincent was just, even on that pitch.
The energy that Vincent's bring, though, is second to none.
Yeah.
He makes things happen around him. He's always looking for positive balls. You very rarely see him passing backwards or sideways. He's always looking for that assertive ball, and that's what I like about Vincent.
Yeah. That pitch must have been tiring. It must have been tiring. It's well known that pitches like that just tire you out, they do. And he's still running to get forward. I mean, he gets forward 90th minute and almost puts one in another good ball in the box or another shot. I was having this conversation with George, and it'd be interesting to know. Obviously, it was on the way back after we edited. A lot of times talk about the match, and I'd like to know what you guys think in the chat. We were talking, God forbid it happens, but who would be, if it was an injury sort of, or even a red card, who would be the biggest miss in the whole side? I think you went for Cameron, didn't you? Yeah.
That first goal doesn't happen if Cameron's on the pitch.
You think?
100%.
But he's not going to be in the position of Brindley, is he? Do you
matter.
think he doesn't even get that far?
No.
For me,
he's just defensively sound, isn't he?
Yeah. For me, it's Palmer. I can't imagine midfield without Palmer. I really can't. I think I don't know. I think that's the strongest one. Cameron or Palmer, Chris says. Yeah, I think Palmer is player Reeves thought he was. Yeah. So someone's asked, would we rate a midfield of Reeves, Palmer, and Vincent? You didn't. We were talking about this as well, weren't we, in the car? You think you don't actually rate Reeves now you've seen what Palmer can do?
Yeah. So I thought
he was all
he
right.
was good. He was good, wasn't he? Like, there's no beating around the bush. He was a good player for Notts, and he's obviously had interest from the higher up, and he's left Notts in the close season, which I think says a lot. But now we've seen Matty Palmer. I mean, what a contrast! I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, we'll probably never see it. But imagine Doyle and Palmer.
No, but for me, if you're talking about Reeves as someone just has in the chat, I'd go Palmer over Reeves, and I'd go Vincent over Reeves as well. Like,
I'd go Francis over Reeves. I'd go everyone over Reeves that we have at the minute.
Francis.
I think Ed's been class, and I felt a bit sorry for him going off
2 games.
time. Yeah, he has, but he's obviously set that precedent now, and that's the level he's playing at. And I think he felt hard done by, because did you see his tweet after the game?
No.
He put something like "great result for the team, personally gutted" or something like that though. So I think he might have took the sub in off at half time a little bit tough, because he's played really well. He has played really well against Wrexham, and then he did all right in that first half, didn't he? He was one of the better players.
Yeah, it just had to be changed, and someone had to be taken off. There's nothing. There's nothing really he could do about that. I think he would know that as well. Obviously, they scored the free kick. This is the last thing I want to talk about really from that game. I watched it back. I still think it should be saved.
The free kick?
I do think it should be saved.
My initial thoughts on it were that was a sweet shot, but no, I agree with you. I do agree.
It's down the middle, innit? And it's not dipped that much. So not digging Slocum out, but I'm digging Slocum out. You should have saved that. Right. What we want to talk about tonight as well is a little theoretical question. If we could sign, I think this is going to be difficult. If we could sign one of our loan players on a permanent contract, who would it be? Obviously, you've got Patterson, Richardson, Zach Brunt is there now. Missing anyone else?
Not that I can think of at the minute. But even if someone can think of someone that we had earlier on in the season, maybe a Kieran Brennan or someone like that. Parsons as well.
We've got Parsons, yeah. Anyway. Who would you sign?
Anyone. So
already here you go.
Patterson,
Richardson, Patterson. Tricky one.
Do you know? I think give it a few months, and a lot of those people will change their mind to Brunt. I thought he looked class. He looked really good.
Yeah,
a player that you can tell plays with a lot of confidence, and I think very similar to sort of the way you'd see Vincent playing.
Yeah, he's got that same style, hasn't he? Do you know for the goal where he got the assist for Cal? I don't know if anyone's watched it again, but if you look at Brunt, he checks back left as if he's going to carry the ball out of the box. It's the slightest movement, but it sends the defender the wrong way and gives him time to put the cross in. And I thought he looked really comfortable.
What about you, Tom?
It's really, really, really difficult. I agree with you. It's between Richardson and Patterson.
Richardson takes it for me. Patterson's good, but Richardson is, I think he's played 4 games now and we've won all 4, so I don't think that's all down to him, but I don't think it's too far off either. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's a really, really difficult one. I think personally, I would choose Patterson if I could sign him on a permanent, because I'm not saying Richardson couldn't do this, but I think Patterson could play National League, League 2, League 1 already, and then there's still room to develop. Richardson could probably play League 2. League 1, maybe.
Did you see Patter? Like, in the 2 games he's played, he's conceded 6, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's because his mind's because half his life's in Nottingham, half in Sunderland.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Left, right, centre,
it's not good enough. Like, I get there's COVID outbreaks, I do get that, but there's going to be more. Like you can't just keep going back and forth. It's not good for him. Like he's played incredibly well for us, incredibly well. And like when he came back in, he saved the penalty. He's won us the game practically against Wrexham. He's done so well. But at the same time, he could come back now after having goals that were mistakes. Apparently, I haven't seen them, or he could have done better. And then there you go. He could be shot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let him build his car. It really is bugging me. Like, it really is bugging me because I can see him coming back for 3 or 4 games, and then the week after he's gone back to Sunderland for 2 weeks.
I hope that's not the case. I hope after this now that's it and it's done, because it's going to get to a point now where I feel like if it does keep happening, not so just say sort of forget it, because that's not why you have a lone player. Do you know what I mean? Just to be jumping back and forth.
Yeah, Ellie's saying what I was saying, but yeah. So I carry on going back and forth.
Yeah, so it's just you're never really going to be settled, are you, as a player? So
exactly.
I think that disturbs Knott's flow. I think every time you go back and forth, it's a bit of a snub to Slocum as well, I think, and it does sort of get sugar-coated, I think, as to say, they push each other to be better and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's just a way of sugar-coating it, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Chris says the Sunderland keepers can't keep catching COVID. They can't, but you think that's it now, because you're looking at the main keepers out and their backup keeper was out. He's got to be it. You've got to hope.
I think it'd be a good centre mid, though.
Do you? I think that's a little bit silly. Personally, I really, really do. I'm gonna eat my words here, because I think on like the Pavis Perspective episode 7 or 8, I said it's fantastic what we're doing with the loan signings, but do you remember what I'm going to say, don't you?
Yeah.
I said no.
I've ticked loads of boxes this season.
I said no.
I was
no
backing the
side,
club so much. Yeah, sorry.
No side can go up or challenge with constant loan signings, and you kind of get where I was going.
No, I don't get it.
Yes, you did.
No,
you did. You wrote me a letter saying I get where you're going. So
I can't write, so that's not true.
True. You can drive a narrowboat to the away game, though. It's a good skill to have. Now, if you haven't done that poll already, have a quick look. How do you get to away games? Club coach, train, car, and George's sister. We put narrowboat in there. A great comment earlier from Chris said, I only use narrowboats to Kings Lynn away because of the standing water, which I thought was a good comment. Very good comment. And Chris again, like the same one. It shows he made some amazing loan signings and used the market effectively. So I'm going to get my words and say the loan signings have been unreal. Absolutely unreal. Like, better than I could even have imagined. There's not been one loan signing. Last season, do you remember right at the start we signed that Tom Walker?
Yeah.
Do you remember? Dreadful. Yeah. Absolutely dreadful.
They likened him to Carl Roberts, though, didn't they? I don't think that helped.
No.
When they came in, they literally said he's like Carl Roberts. Like,
yeah.
It kind of he kind of setting him up to fail, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. But he was terrible. And then we signed a couple of fullbacks, didn't we? Tyler Golden, was it?
Golden, yeah.
And then we signed the other guy with was it Richardson? Kenton Richardson.
Kenton Richards
or something like that. Injured straight away. It was awful. Effiong. Max says Effion's got one of the worst loan signings. It was a shambles. And that's why at that point I thought, yeah, I'm not gonna get my hopes up. They've been absolutely outstanding. If you were to rate them out of 10, George, what would you rate Patterson's loan so far out of 10? I'd go 9.5.
Yeah, in terms of performance, I'd probably say 9.
And that little mark I'm leaving off is Halifax away that started to come back.
Yeah, but it's not easy, is it? Like you say, I think that's one of his first games, wasn't it?
Yeah, second or third, yeah.
Yeah.
Richardson.
Cut above.
Yeah.
We've not lost of him in the team. He's been quite instrumental in every win that we've had with him in the team. So yeah, I think 9.5's fair. And
then Zach Brook we can't really rate, and Parsons for me has been a 7.5, 8. Yeah, definitely. Callum says we did get Mark Ellis last season. That's very true. We did get Mark Ellis, and he just seemed to score from every corner, didn't he?
Yeah, he's unreal. And then I don't know, crazy. That was crazy. That was Mark Ellis.
Yeah. Do you worry about not keeping clean sheets, George?
Not
and
really.
having to outscore teams.
Not really.
Not bothered at all.
I mean, it'd be nice, obviously, to keep the clean sheets and be a bit more tighter defensively, but we know we have that class to score goals, and it's not always going to be like that. Like we can't keep making a habit of going a goal behind, because we've done that now in our last 2 games. It just makes it difficult, but no, it doesn't really bother me too much. And people can say it starts in the back. You know, you don't concede and you score. But we are outscoring teams. We've got a team now that, obviously, with Roberts now getting his hat trick at the weekend, you're thinking there's 3 main players that can chip in with goals, and everyone seems to be chipping in with goals. You've got Cameron as well that seems to be scoring goals. Vincent chipping in as well. We've just got goal threat all over the pitch, so it doesn't concern me too much, because I think it's a problem that's been addressed, because it's something that Bertrand talked about yesterday in the press conference for the Eastleigh game. So it'll be addressed and it'll only get better. But if we can tighten it up while still scoring as many goals, like, happy days.
Yeah, it's the last 3 league games have gone behind. Southend went behind, Wrexham went behind, and Kings Lynn went behind. Last 3. But I agree. I mean, if Cameron's there, like you say, I think we maybe only concede 1. I thought actually Kings Lynn were okay. You know, I think Kings Lynn were all right. I just think defensively they were shambolic. The only way they stopped us getting through was by sitting everyone between. Literally everyone was sat.
I'm not. I disagree with you. I don't think they were very good.
They caused us a lot of problems.
They were all our own problems. If we weren't giving them the ball, they'd have had no problems from Kinsey.
How do I remove someone from this stream? So how do I get you out of here? I'll just talk. No, that's why we're doing it, isn't it? Differences of opinions. I thought they were decent, but yeah, obviously some of them were our own problems. 15-14 every week and we go up. Yeah, I'll play that. Oh, Ian's out of his ear. So good, we forgot he played Tuesday and your player ratings. I did send you the player rating over there, Ian. I think it's a formation that threw us, and I think it was also an excitement. We left him out, yeah.
Oh no!
I gave him a 7.5. 7.5, but
I gave him
I
10
replied
as well.
to him 10, would you? I know. That's only the second time in the whole time in the player ratings I missed someone out, isn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Charlie says
happens.
Yeah, it does happen to the best of us. I think the only reason they were okay was because they were used to the pitch. If they played at Med Lane, it would have demolished them. I can't wait to play a team like, I don't want to jinx this, but I can't wait to play Kings Lynn Dover at home, like on our pitch. Do you know what I mean? Get them running about.
I had to drive near Dover the other day for work, and it is a trek.
Yeah,
proper trek to do that back and forth in one day
without a game.
Or it's actually ironic that I did that, because I don't normally drive much with my work, but this week I've done quite a bit. And when I was there, I was like, I'm right near Dover, and it took me all day to get there and back. Crazy. Yeah. And to be let down like that is just poor.
Yeah, I just can't wait for him to come to Med Lane, get him running about. Not saying we'll win, but I think it will suit us massively.
I think we'll win.
Definitely. Okay, there you go. You said it. I jinxed it. We'll look ahead then to Saturday. Couple of things. One, I think we've already announced that the Barnet game will be doing something special for Colin Slater, but also obviously he'll be recognised on Saturday against Eastleigh. So that'll be nice. It's a shame it's not a league game. We'll get more fans in, but the Friday night under the lights will be a really good way to show a bit of respect for him. FA Trophy, George. At this point, do you want it? He's still wanting it, because now I just want to roll the league games on and on and on. I like the trophy, but I want another league game. I want Barnet at home. Roll on. Barnet to beat Chesterfield this weekend, and then to literally they're going to walk on the pitch, lie down for knots, so that because they don't want Chesterfield at the top. Who wants Chesterfield at the top?
Nobody.
Do you want Chesterfield at the top?
Nobody.
I don't want Chesterfield at the top. So they're gonna put in a performance of their lives and then lie down for us.
Did you see that they got charged for VAR against Chelsea?
Chesterfield, yeah. They had to pay $9,000 or something like that. Yeah. Good.
That's like
they do a crowdfunder for that.
I know, that's crazy, man. a large percentage of frost covers. That is
Good. So, do you want the FA Trophy then? You want it, don't you? You like the FA Trophy?
I do. But I also agree with you. I just want to get the league games rolling. We're on such a good run at the minute in the league, or just in general. It seems like a real shame.
I'd been more up for it, if it was like when we, a team we don't normally play. We've been given Altrincham and Eastleigh, and you've got teams like in this competition that we couldn't, like Averley when we played them. We've had other teams come in that we'll never play, and it's a great day out for them. They bring a lot of fans,
like Hornchurch.
That's hurt me. That's brought deep scars out. 400 people watching us on the watch along, lose a penalty shootout. Honestly, now I want the game too. I want the game, but I want the trophy as well. We've come close twice.
Yeah, well, it's one of Cameron's aspirations for the season, isn't it? He wants to win the trophy and get promoted.
Yeah, he did say that, didn't he? He said that at the fans forum.
Yeah, he did.
So, we're doing it the hard way. We're playing teams in our division. Even last year, though, we beat Stockport away, didn't we, when they scored a goal that was perfectly onside. So
yeah. That's happened to us a few times, actually, hasn't it? Thinking about it, because it happened then, and it happened Wrexham away this season, didn't it?
Yeah, but it also on the receiving end of it, if you remember at Meadow Lane. I can't remember who we played, but
we've had loads of goals offside at Meadow Lane this season that weren't offside.
Yeah, definitely. George says the balance between momentum of winning, but how many potential further games. That's why I would like to be going to Meadow Lane this weekend and playing a team 2-3 leagues below, just to give fringe players that go, more chance of winning, keeping that momentum, but also in the competition. We could go and play Eastleigh, who have already lost to this season. Do you put your full side out because the next game there's no Tuesday game, or do you play a few fringe players? Eli Sand probably been mentioned 200 times in the comments.
Fringe players will be being played, I think, from what I understand from Bertrand's video today.
Yeah, no team has won the trophy in the cup. But then you run the risk of do Eastleigh have anything to really play for? Like, realistically, they haven't that much to play for this season. So their main aim now is going to be the trophy. So they put their full team out. We put our fringe team out. Obviously, the amount of players we've got, the fringe team is going to have some first teamers in there and then risk losing. I don't know.
No, but I think we have that quality. I do think even the fringe players have got the quality to beat the likes. No disrespect to Eastleigh, obviously. I mean, even the top teams. Like, look what happened against Wrexham. We weren't down to the bare bones, but we
had 4 subs.
We had 4 subs, one of which not trained all week and wasn't fit. One of which is massively out of favour striker. Another one being a goalkeeper. So. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? And I do feel like we've got the squad to sort of swap and change where we need to, whether it be 1 change, 3, 4 changes. I do think we can put up a good fight.
Yeah, Chris made a good point there. The Eastleigh game would be perfect to bed Vardy into the squad, as Bertrand said.
So, yeah, perfect.
That'd be a really, really good one. A bit of pacing behind as well.
Yeah,
I'm not sure he'd get in. To be fair,
do you think he'd get in over Wharton?
He's not a hold-up player, so probably off the bench impact, I think.
I think
some people are saying Tyrese Palmer. I think that I'd like to see him play, but I just think there's Eli Sam.
He's done quite well, though, hasn't he, on his loan spell?
Let's have a 1 minute Eli Sam chat. Heartfelt Eli Sam chat.
Start the time with him.
Let's go. I thought he was okay.
He has been okay. And he seems to be creeping in a little bit more, doesn't he? We've seen him 2 games consecutively now, haven't we? Have we? Yeah, we have, yeah. We've got a little chant going for him.
Goals coming. Every time we got near the goal, people were screaming for Eli Sam to have a shot. I mean, I'd love him to get a goal.
I really still stick with the idea that one day he's just going to click for Notts and be unreal, He's not got long, because I think his contract expires at the end of the season.
He's got this season, that's it. That's definitely right. That's it, 1 minute. Eli Sam talk's gone.
Oh.
He's gone. Someone else who spoke about them was the run we've got after, obviously, Eastleigh. Then we've got Barnet and Willstone. You'd hope we could get points in those.
Yeah.
Then Bromley away, Grimsby at home, Solihull away, then Eastleigh and Halifax before Woking and Chesterfield. this is crunch time, isn't it? Massively crunch time.
Yeah, and I think we'll have a very good idea of which way we'll be going up this season.
Which way? So we're going up, but you don't know which way.
Yeah, 100% we're going up this season. I really, really hope it's not playoffs though. I just can't be doing with it.
No, but if someone said to you, you can go up via the playoffs or champions, I think we've already had this conversation.
Yeah, we have.
Playoffs at Wembley would be insane.
Yeah,
Chris Jordan says 27 points right there, no problem.
Yeah, but you know what? I can't imagine us to be far off. You know, Chris has maybe said that as a joke. I don't know if he's been genuine or not, but I could see that happening, like genuinely, because we get up for games like that. We proper get up for games like that.
So the 7 games, go on then. Barnet, how many points taken? Would you expect? So think 3. Wheelstone away.
3.
Bromley away.
3.
Grimsby. You're just gonna say 3.
Oh no, just keep going. I like we go into those
Bromley
games.
Away,
you go into Bromley away wanting a draw then?
No. I'm trying to think of an analogy here, but that's
getting out of bed and dancing.
No, what do you mean? Do I want to go into any game and want to draw?
No, but do you know what I mean? Like, are you expecting us to go into that game and draw?
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm expecting a win from that game.
Teams don't win. Like, we've already won 5 in a row. If we beat East, that's 6. Teams don't go and win 13 in a row. Not typically. So for me, I'd take the draw away at Bromley.
Okay.
So you're saying 3-3 for you, so you got 9 points. Then what's Grimsby at home?
Winnable.
So 3.
3, yeah.
Solihull away.
I reckon that'll be a draw.
Yeah, I think lots will win that, to be fair. Eastleigh at home.
Win.
Halifax at home.
Win.
Mark my words.
Adelaide
on
is
here.
rocking at the minute.
Halifax, 19th of Feb. No, sorry, 22nd of Feb. It's a Tuesday night game. I am going to say on here now, Halifax won't be in the top 3.
What, when we play them?
When we play them, Halifax will not be in the top 3. That's they're doing incredibly well. But the next games, you know, they've got the Cup, then they've got Maidenhead, then they've got Bournemouth, Dagenham, Bromley. You know, hard games.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to go through the whole season for you to just say 3-3-3. You're winding me up now. You know you haven't. You know you're just being ridiculous.
No, but I do agree with Chris. I just feel like why can't that happen?
Regardless of where the points come.
If we're dead serious about getting automatic promotion, we can't be far off.
Rotherham won about 20 in a row. It's making me look silly here. But realistically, what's acceptable then? I'd say if you come out of those games, you know, 27 points, whatever, I'd say there's a few more that I didn't read out, but if out of 27 points, if you say, if we came out with 23, 24, that's promotion form, I think.
Yeah. Oh, without that, that's promotion form. Yeah.
Max, don't Chesterfield have a really hard run coming up? I think they have Wrexham, Stockport, and someone else. I don't know. Wrexham have got 4 home games coming up that weren't even rearranged. So
Wrexham or Chesterfield?
Sorry, Chesterfield. Did I say right? I've just read the word.
Yeah,
Wrexham.
you said Wrexham.
Chesterfield have some games coming up. It's like 4 home games in a row coming up. I don't know how that was penciled in, but they have Barnet, Maidenhead, Aldershot, Eastleigh, Dagenham. It's not too difficult. Stockport, and then Weymouth, Solihull, Wrexham. Yeah, they have more games than us before we go to play them. I think 1 more.
Yeah.
Chesterfield at home, whenever that comes.
That's
disgrace. That's going to be
end of March, I think.
That's going to be a mad game. Right, let's look at our team news then. Our team news. If you haven't voted on the poll, please do, because it's one that we've been debating.
It's popping up.
We've been debating. So, George, this will be interesting. Formation and lineup.
Yeah, so I think just stick with the 3-5-2, right, for this game. But something that I'd be interested to see going further on into the season would be, because we're playing Cal anyway, right, in the 3-5-2, and he's sort of playing behind Wharton and Ruben. Why not play 5-2-3 and have him as a winger? and then have the wing backs a little bit more narrow to sort of allow the midfielders to advance if needed. Do you know what I mean? I think that could work.
So almost a 3-4-3 as well.
Oh yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, like switching between the two. Yeah.
Yeah.
That leaves Francis out then. Possibly.
Yeah, possibly does, but I don't know, man. It's difficult, isn't it? We've got such depth at the minute. What do you do?
Go on then. Who do you want in goal? I see a few people say here, I want Brooks in goal. Unless Patterson's back.
Yeah, he should be, shouldn't he?
Well, he should be, but you don't know with Sunderland.
Yeah, no, but I agree. I think put Brooks in goal. Why not?
Well, I think if Patterson's not back, Brooks, if Patterson is back, put him in for a game.
Get him warmed up and ready.
Get him back in.
Yeah, I agree. Back three then. I would go Brinley.
Okay.
Rawlinson. Cameron if he's back. If Cameron's not back, which is question mark, Chickson.
I'd go Rawlinson, Cameron, Chickson. My thing is this is going to get, and I can see more postponements of weather and stuff, especially as we move in the rest of January and February. I could genuinely see there being a situation where it's like for at least 3 or 4 weeks, Saturday, Tuesday. And if there's players like Chickson that are playing like one in every so many games, they've got to be ready. So keep them ready now, I think. So wing backs, because I'm going the same as you. Almost wing backs.
Wing backs. I keep Richardson in.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with Dion. We've not seen him for ages, have we? He seems to be ill for.
Saw him at the ground though.
Yeah, not seen him play though. Not seen him feature. So not sure.
I'd go Dion and Taylor.
I don't think
they're both back.
He's back they're back, yeah. Oh, is it? Yeah. What if he's back? Yeah, put him in. Why not? Yeah, Taylor, I agree.
Either Taylor or Parsons, just someone else in to challenge that spot because you can't have Cal at wing back.
No.
He played all right. He did play all right.
Yeah,
he gave the ball away for the first goal, but yeah. Charlie says he'd go Dion and Taylor as well. I would. And then this is where we might differ. I'm going three-man midfield, and I'm going. I want to say Jim O'Brien, but I feel like he's so far off it, isn't he? So far out the pecking order. It's really hard. I'd go Matty Palmer. I'd go Ed Francis. And I'd go Zach Brunt. Zach Brunt to start. And in the more advanced. Palmer, Francis, Brunt. And then I'm going to go up front. Kyra Mitchell. Eli Sam.
Jeez, I actually don't know what to do with the midfield. I'm going to stick with a three. But
Brunt's cup tied. Thanks.
Oh, that's all right then. That makes it a little bit easier.
So I'm swapping him for
Ed Francis, Vincent. I don't know. Ed Francis, Vincent, and I don't know. I don't know who to put in. Palmer. I'll go Palmer. Safe bet, innit?
Up front.
I'd like to see Eli. Eli and Cairo, why not?
Yeah. Eli and Cairo.
Would it be criminal to drop Kyle after scoring a hat-trick?
Probably, wouldn't it? It's just hard. Yeah. That's very, very difficult. Very difficult. Questioning from Curtis. Lads, any thoughts on a permanent memorial to Colin? Would you like to see a statue dedication of the cop? When I saw it and someone had said the cop, I thought that was a fantastic idea.
Yeah, me too. Agreed.
Really good idea.
Yeah.
Like, definitely.
He was quite instrumental in like times where we were on the verge of going extinct. Like being instrumental in like basically making that not happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a real passion for Notts County, and I mean, there might not even be a Notts County if Colin Slater wasn't around, you know. So I think there has to be something for him for sure.
I think a statue's a good idea as well. I do. I just don't. I think where would be good. somewhere else around the ground, away from the Jimmy Silver statue. So we've got a couple. I think it'd be good, but I think the renaming the cop would be really good, and I could genuinely see that happening.
Be kind of cool to have one in the ground. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it would.
Maybe where he used to sit with like the microphone.
Such a good idea. Yeah, that way. I saw that as well. Someone suggested that I saw on Twitter. You see it at, is it Rochdale? Their front row, they've got a statue of a fan, I think, that used to be there.
I've seen it. Yeah.
In the sea. That could easily be replicated.
Yeah.
And it's just something will just show the appreciation, I think. So anything like that happen, rename the cop and a statue would be, because there's not going to be many people like that in football anymore that
there never will be again
for that many years.
No. Yeah. One of a kind.
Yeah, very good. Good question, good discussion point. Before we go on to our predictions, Max says Lewis Knight on the bench, hopefully. If Lewis Knight was on the bench, I would love that. I would absolutely love that, to see Lewis Knight get an opportunity. Yeah, that would be absolutely brilliant.
Where's he been?
Injured.
I know, but where's he been?
Well, we see him on match day, sat with the players. You know where he's been.
I know where he's been. I just miss him.
I miss him. I think he'd be good. Bring him off the bench, like 10 minutes to go. Really good. So let's have a prediction then. So while we think about the prediction, get your predictions in, we'll do ours. So George, I believe it's your turn. I think the match goes straight to extra time and penalties, or maybe just penalties. I'm not sure. They've changed the rules for all the cups now because of COVID, don't they?
Yeah, well, I think the game will be decided before that.
Go on then. What's the score?
I'm going 3-1 Knots. Eli Sam to score, and the place is going to go crazy. Cameron to score, and Palmer to get off the mark.
Okay. I'm going to go 2-2. Knots win on penalties. And I think Eli Sam gets 2 and then scores a winning penalty. We'll get this one out of the way because you know what's coming. Colin says 3-2 Chicks and hat-trick. Colin, absolute pleasure to have you always.
Love it.
George literally sits at home chuckling like on a Monday afternoon when he remembers that you put Chicks and hat-trick. We've got a 2-1 Knots, 3-1 Knots, Eli Sam to score 3. Honestly, there'll be a pitch invasion. Max says boring defeat 0-1. I hope not.
No.
Knots 3-1, Mitchell 2 and Sam. 5-3. That'll be good. 7-0, Doyle with all 7. There's some really good suggestions coming in tonight.
Yeah, that's really.
2-0 Knots, Mitchell and Ruben. Alan says 5-0 Knots. Yeah. So some really good, some good predictions here. 2-0. One defeat predicted. Yeah. So we put a little poll up, didn't we? How do you get to away games? It's interesting. We drive to every away game because we film after, don't we? And it would just be impossible. We wouldn't be able to do our filming. So we go by car, never by train. Really ever. It's just car, isn't it? No, so, George, you want to say what the final results are?
So the percentages are 18% go on club coach, 18% go on the train, 55% go by car. Need my glasses. I forgot to put my glasses on tonight and I can't.
You're not smashing in them glasses, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. And surprisingly, 8% of people come on a narrowboat. So
that's unbelievable.
That's an interesting one, that.
Unbelievable. And if you do go on narrowboat, I want a picture sent to our Twitter just to, I'm not saying you're lying. I would never say that about people that are watching. I'm not saying you're lying, but I just want a picture of you stood with your narrowboat and your not shirt and your shin pads on the way to the game.
So that means, I think it's, if my maths doesn't fail me, 3 people go by narrowboat and that have voted.
Yeah, unbelievable. And if we could vote, that would have gone up, wouldn't it, as well? So, yeah, big opportunity to progress. Obviously, we've already said, would have liked a draw against the side we don't usually play, but it's a massive opportunity to progress. If you'd like to sort of relive the Kings Lynn game, our vlog is up. You'll get to see my cat for about half a second, and also get to see George driving. So, just unbelievable, content. We will have videos up again after the Eastleigh game. It's one we definitely want to win, keep the momentum going, but hopefully see some fringe players. If you have enjoyed the video tonight, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Our subscribers are doing really, really well. We want to push for that 2,000 mark by the end of the season. And as always, thank you for giving up your Thursday and joining us to watch the Pavis